सूचना लेके आ रहे हैं, बहुत शीघ्र इसको लॉन्च करने वाले हैं।
Very good afternoon. You're watching NewsX and I'm Shivani Singh. We are tracking the latest developments in the US-Iran-Israel war that is currently ongoing in West Asia and the Gulf region. Let's look at the latest news that is coming in. The IDF has identified missiles which were launched from Iran towards the territory of the State of Israel. It has said that the defense systems are operating to intercept the threat. The Home Front Command issued a preliminary directive directly to mobile phones in the relevant areas, and the IDF further advises, and I quote here, the public is requested to exercise responsibility and act in accordance with the guidelines. One must enter protected spaces upon receiving the alert and remain in them until a new announcement. Exit from the protected space will be permitted only after receiving an explicit directive. Let me introduce the guests who will be joining us on this broadcast. Ambassador Gauri Shankar Gupta, former diplomat, Major General Gigi Dwivedi, Global and Strategic Affairs expert, and Mitali Nikore, who is a senior economist. Thank you all for speaking to NewsX, for taking out your time. We appreciate it. Let me start off with General Dwivedi on this. General, how are we looking at day 9 of this war that is currently ongoing in West Asia and the Gulf region? We are obviously seeing no signs of either of the warring factions actually stepping down or taking it down a notch. We are still seeing airstrikes. They are now targeting oil fields across the Gulf region, across the West Asia region as well. Iran is targeting them in Saudi Arabia. We saw attacks in Iraq, and we are also seeing Iran actually hit air bases in the UAE. So obviously Iran is now also stepping up or ramping its attacks. The US and Israel have also stated that many surprises are still in store. General.
Thank you, Shivani. Always pleasure to be on NewsX, and on this auspicious day, the World Women War Day. My heartiest felicitations to you and the co-panelist. Well, I think it's on the war is on the 9th day. It has rolled on to the second week, and the intensity is only scaling up. There's no de-escalation or any signs, and but when you look at it, the way the war is being conducted, there are certain changes. First and foremost, now the Israelis and Americans have switched off from the precision punitive strikes to more on infrastructure, that is oil infrastructure, logistic bases, the industrial production sites, because this we call in the army parlance the strategic rupture. You want to break the backbone of the belligerent, of the opponent, and that's why now these strikes are more focused on the major logistic, war-making industrial areas, and also the oil depots, like the Kursk oil depot. 3 sites have been hit, and this depot was a major supplier to the Iranian defense forces for carrying out the operations. The second point is that, yes, there are surprises, organized plans. We must remember that wars are basically fought on surprises. Surprise and deception is a very important component of the war. And as I said, there is a switch from now onto the major industrial bases capacities. So that is one surprise that is on. Now, 2-3 things which merit consideration. First and foremost is the Iranians have apologized to their brethren in Gulf, which is one sign that because those strikes by Iranians had not been taken in good heart or in good stead by these Gulf countries. So that is one. But still these strikes are continuing. Bahrain has been hit, and they have suffered about 3 casualties. So all I can say in this summing up or in the brief is the war is intensified. It is into various theaters, including Lebanon and the other territories of Syria, Iraq. In fact, on the naval side, on the marine side, the war is right into the Indian Ocean. Secondly, the targeting by the Israelis and Americans is more on the strategic targeting. And the third point is Iranians are also retaliating, and there is no sign that Iranian is going to give up anytime soon. Shivani.
Absolutely, General. In fact, the only thing that we are seeing is that the sphere of the conflict is somewhat increasing. It's trying to engulf a lot of regions, a lot of